So with Igneous Hammer being back in the loot pool, I've actually took some time to farm for the role that I'm after. And the role I'm after might seem pretty obvious, but at the same time not. So some people might question, what would you go with for Igneous Hammer, right? I'm just gonna cut straight to the chase, because the problem Bungie is consistently doing, instead of bringing back the weapon we want, we get a new weapon. That's basically what they're doing. Because how many of these perks resemble what old Igneous Hammer was able to do? Almost none of them. And let's go over the new version first, because there is a few perks I'm after. But one of the most crucial perks to the new Igneous, in my opinion, is Keep Away. Keep Away, I consider a little bit too good, and I would say it's probably the best in slot on almost every weapon you get it on, because of the way the perk works. So, increased reload range and accuracy when no targets are close proximity. It's the same thing or effect Threat Detector has on a weapon. It's so good on weapons that it roll on because of the way it works. And usually Bungie is really good at putting it on weapons that will benefit the most. So you don't see a lot of sidearms with Keep Away, because what's the sidearm supposed to do past 15 meters? Or you don't see snipers with Threat Detector, because what are you supposed to do with the sniper closer than 15 meters? I mean, of course, there are always ways to use Threat Detector on weapons like those, but they're mostly efficient at further distances. But the role I'm after is Chamber Compensator, Ricochet Rounds, Keep Away, and Eye of the Storm with a Stability Masterwork. And you're gonna notice right off the bat, that's a lot of stability. And guess which mod I'm gonna go with? Stability mod. So I have around 38 meters of range, which is really good. And of course, remember, if a Clarity procs, I have max range, almost max stability, max reload, and a lot of, handling. We're just going to boost the range up to 40 meters, but listen to this. Eye of the Storm might not always be the perk I want to go for. I want to go for Golden Tricorn maybe, to get some cool clips if I play on Solar. I might want to go for Frenzy if I'm playing Void Hunter with Gemini Jesters. I might want to go with, Precision Instrument if I want to get some crazy stacks of damage. Sadly, Precision Instrument I don't think is good enough. But what it allows you to do is, headshot body a lot of people, which is going to be strong in a lot of engagements. So I would probably just go with Golden Tricorn and maybe one day get proc times 2. You never know. But yeah, no, Eye of the Storm is probably the better option, because it gives you some good boosts when you're weak. It decreases accuracy, cone size, and cone growth, which is good. And guess what Keep Away does? It makes the cone better. It narrows the cone by 5%, which is actually quite a significant amount. But I'm babbling a lot, because what else is there? Heal Clip? Yeah, that's not good. Fragile Focus might be good if you're mainly looking for range. Rapid Hit can be good, but it's not really worth it in my opinion. Rangefinder, it's alright, but I don't think the zoom is worth it. Slick Draw gives you 100 handling for what costs. Encore is just another range perk. And the other perks here, Opening Shot might be good, but it only works for first shots. Moving Target, it's alright, but I don't think that would be a go-to perk. Incandescent might be good for PvE, I never know. But if you go on the old Igneous, it had Quick Draw, which would be amazing if you paired it with something like Snapshot. It had Elemental Capacitor, which allowed you to do a lot of stuff with different subclasses. It has the most broken perk in the game, Celerity, which just gives you reload, handling, aim assist, radar, so much stuff when you're last guardian standing compared to something like Clarity. As Rampage, which isn't gonna do a lot anymore because of the, 120 nerf they did back in the day. One for All, which would actually be really good if you can hit every single target, which, it's pretty mid now though. And then you have Opening Shot and Moving Target. But it's like, it has Overflow, gives you 16 rounds in the mag, at least for what my role does. And has Killing Wind, which gives you, guess what, plus 50 mobility. I don't know. These 3 perks were so good for what Igneous Hammer used to be able to do, but guess what? They're not here anymore. So, Bungie basically just made a new gun with the same model. That's literally what the new Igneous is, and for the people who never got the old one with Celerity, you're missing out. Celerity is my go-to perk on the weapon. It makes the gun feel way too good to be true. Which is why I don't really care too much about the new one to begin with. I wish you could farm for the old one with the old perks, because of the perks. I didn't want a new igneous, I wanted the igneous we used to have. Same issue with spare ration, mind benders. Same issue with, I guess Beloved isn't really one because they gave back the perks we used to have. But a lot of the weapons they return has no thing whatsoever. I think it's an unfortunate and dick move, honestly. Like, snipers aren't really that big of an issue because nowadays we usually get snap opening because snipers are just power crept the fuck out of. So it's literally all we get. I mean, we got Astral Horizon with the perks we wanted. Astral was a good return because we kind of got what we wanted back. We got Elemental Capacitor, Opening Shot, Snapshot, Swashbuckler. I mean, no celerity of course, but they gave us Slide, Elemental Capacitor, Threat Detector. All these perks are on the weapon now. We even got Pulse Monitor for the people who like that. Sadly, no Quick Draw, but the gun never had Quick Draw to begin with, so it didn't really matter that much. But this part right here, we didn't get celerity, sadly. And, you know, that's one unfortunate part, but we got the most crucial perks right here. We even got a new one, which was Killing Wind in the first column instead of the second column, which, you know, it's not that bad. But you see what they did here. They mostly went for a PvP weapon instead of trying to add PvE perks to it, like Lead from Gold, Trench Barrel, Auto-Loading Holster, Dual Loader, and instead gave us, you know, what we remember Astral Horizon being as. The only problem was, literally at the same time, we got something called Imperial Decree, which is, guess what? The same weapon, but better. It's the same weapon, but better. It's the same weapon, but better. Look, probably one of the most iconic rolls on a shotgun, slide opening. At least in my eyes. But you can get enhanced slide opening. Look how much better it is. Look how much better it is. Astral even has worse stats than Imperial Decree. And guess what? You can get enhanced, an intrinsic perk, which is basically what an adept weapon has. The only difference that Astral has is a mod. But guess what? On a shotgun, you want Quick Access Sling. Quick Access Sling is better than an adept handling mod, believe it or not. So the gun is just power crept, sadly, which is the unfortunate part, and it's why you see nobody using Astral Horizon. On top of that, you can craft Imperial Decree, which makes it just better overall. And I'm a little bit scared, because when we're thinking of all the old weapons, I'm scared of what they can do to Shayura's Wrath whenever it comes back. Because Shayura's Wrath have a lot of good traits, actually. My favorite role is probably Elemental Capacitor Kill Clip with something like Moving Target. I mean, I wish I could still get Quick Draw, but you know, they took that away. Dynamic Sway is also a good perk, and Shayura's Wrath in general just has a lot of good traits. Sadly, they took away Quick Draw Celerity, which was really good, but they took it away midway, and if they bring it back, what's gonna be out of the weapon? And you have something like Solar Scar, which is a weapon that they can't really change a lot with because it's a sword and has very limited perks. But if we ever get it back, then, you know, what's gonna change? Tomorrow's answer. I mean, of course, you used to be able to get Clown Cart Field Prep on an Adept rocket launcher. And then they took all of those perks away and made it into a more PvP-focused rocket launcher. And then you have Summoner. It used to also have a lot of good perks, like Zen Moment Celerity. And then they removed most of those weapons and added them back in different ways, like Rangefinder in first column instead of second column. And then, of course, Summoner has a lot of good options you can choose between. Now you can have Elemental Capacitor Rangefinder, which I think used to be one of the best roles on it. But they took, you know, a lot of perks and other stuff away from it. What about I have Soul? I have Soul is probably one of the most wanted snipers to return. But guess what they did? They took away the most iconic role on the sniper, Snap Opening Shot. And when they brought it back the second time around, the best you could get was Moving Target Snapshot. And a lot of people are upset about that because they could never get the Snap Opening Shot that, you know, was so good about it. And if they bring it back, what difference is there going to be in the sniper role? I mean, the Scholar was just once in the game and never returned, but it's actually a really good scout rifle. It can get, you know, a few good perks, not the most, but you know what I'm saying, right? And then Exile's Curse, another fusion rifle that got kind of neutered, but at the same time, when they returned it, they gave it the nastiest combo and a fusion rifle in the game. Slide Shot Kickstart. And if they bring it back, what's the difference? Is it gonna feel like the same gun? Is it gonna have completely different roles? Like, that's the problem that I'm not looking forward to when Returning Guns comes back. And I think a lot of people feel the same way. What about this iconic weapon? Palindrome. When this weapon comes back, or even better, what about Steady Hand? When these weapons come back, will they even be the same weapon? A lot of people want Steady Hand because of Slide Iron Grip. What if it doesn't come back with these perks? If it doesn't either have Slide or Iron Grip, will it even be a Steady Hand? If Palindrome comes back without, Quick Draw Rangefinder, which most people know the gun for, will it even be Palindrome? Of course, a lot of people like perks like these. Bottomless Grief and High Impact. Some freaks, play around with Palindrome to make it as weird as possible, but as good as possible. But please, Bungie, please. I'm sorry for dragging this video out and going off topic, but that's mainly the reason I wanted to make this video. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. I don't think I'm gonna stop using my igneous hammer. This is probably the best role I'm gonna go with. Of course, I'm still gonna be playing around with the new one and see if I like it, because I have a full vault page of the fucking weapon, and I was just hoping I liked the new one over the old one. But here we are today, and this is why I'm making this video. This is why no review videos come out of Igneous yet. Old Igneous is better, and Bungie did another oopsie. Anyway, remember I stream every single day on Twitch, and I will upload a video tomorrow, I promise you. Anyway, I'll see you guys around. Goodbye.